Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who may or may not already know, my name is Alex, aka Yellowberry.
I'm like, damn, you so fine, girl. What is your sign? She say I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a Capricorn, the beginning and end. I got a friend for your friend. Hey, I'm making all of this money to spend. Deal stores buying.
Wait, I don't bite. And by today's title, as you guys may know, I'm just gonna give like myself, my younger self advice, aka my Zora, because she's gonna be a younger version of me. I decided to do this video because, as you guys may know, I am pregnant. I'm expecting a little girl, and I just know, being a little girl, I went through a lot of things that I probably had no business going through. I didn't feel like I had enough guidance as far as like a mentor, like an older sibling who would talk to me about certain things, or a mom, like a close relationship with my mom and stuff like that. So I love to self-reflect. I love to go down memory lane, and I just figured, you know, originally I wanted a little boy, and I really wanted to have a little boy because I was just so afraid that my daughter would go through the things that I went through. But since she has a beautiful, smart mama who has been through enough, not say everything, because trust me, there's some things I have not gone through, but I've been through enough, and I just want to make sure that, you know, I give her the proper guidance and the proper advice that I wish that I had somebody to do for me. So let's get into it. Alright, so I had to put my earrings in because I was up here looking a little too crazy. So this is going to be like a little get ready with me, chit chat kind of thing. I'm going to be doing my makeup, and we could just start this conversation. So first we're going to start off with some color corrector, as I always do. But any hoot. First thing I want to start with is I need to keep my mouth closed, okay? I'm going to make sure my daughter learns when it's okay to speak up, when it's okay to be quiet, because sometimes it's just okay to be quiet. And I was one of those kids, like, and I still am, this kind of woman. Whatever I have to say, I'm gonna say it. That's it. Whatever I have to say, I'm gonna say it. If you sound stupid to me, I'm gonna argue with you. And I had to learn the hard way that everything that's on your mind does not need to be said. Everything. What I also want to tie into that is that you cannot defend everybody. I'm telling y'all, from friends to even family members, like, I will go so hard, and then when it's my turn to be defended, I notice nobody is there. Like, I have nobody in the pulpit with me, like, nobody. And I used to get myself in a lot of trouble because I did not know how to just mind my business. Like, I always felt like I had to be the defender. Mind you, the smallest person in the family, the smallest person in the friend group, and I just had to be the defender. How ironic. My name means defender of mankind. But that's neither here or there. So I remember one time when I was in 6th grade, I think it was. 6th grade. No, 7th grade. I had a friend, 2 friends, a guy and a girl. Literally, we're all just friends. They were actually dating. And she started like getting in his face about something. But because he's my friend and she was dead wrong, I, you know, kind of like jumped to his defense. But like, I was trying to do it in a friendly way where it's like, girl, you're my girl, but you're dead bugging on him. And we're all friends at the end of the day. Long story short, the situation got so out of hand that the next day she's like bringing up her family to come fight. Like, it was so crazy. So crazy. Word got back to the school. Next thing you know, they're talking about we're fighting over boys. I'm like, he's my friend. But you know, adults are not hearing that. They're like, yeah, he's your friend, all right. That's why you're jumping in when they're arguing. And long story short, I tried to fight the girl in school. I'm the only one that got pre-suspended. Nobody else came to my defense. Like, nobody else was like, no, Alex didn't do that. I remember my father came up to the school because, you know, when you get pre-suspended, you have to come up to the school. I got in so much trouble. I freaking got beat because he thinks I'm fighting over boys. And I'm just like, and I was always a truth teller. Like, even if I got caught doing something I was supposed to be doing, I was never one of those kids that try to lie about it. But yeah, so I'm telling him, like, I told you the freaking story. The girl got in the guy's face and X, Y, and Z. He's like, no, you're in there fighting over boys. Ha, ha, and I gotta come up to the school. And I'm just like, huh? Like, I was not fighting over him. I'm like, I don't even like him. His name was Anthony. I'm like, I don't even like Anthony. But long story short, Anthony didn't get pre-suspended. Only me. I got pre-suspended. And nobody else that was there when them two was arguing got pre-suspended or even pulled into the office. And there's just a whole bunch of other like situations that, you know, I just always come to somebody's defense, and then when it's time for somebody to go to war for me, it's like, Alex who? Alex where? I mean, I definitely want my daughter to be vocal. I definitely want her to stand up for what she thinks is right. But know who you're standing up for. One, I think that's like good advice. Two, always think to yourself, in the event that, you know, in the event that the shoe was on the other foot and that person was supposed to be defending you, but they didn't, would you be upset? Because, you know, there are some people that don't have the same temperament as me. Like my best friend, she does not have the same temperament as me, so I would have no problem. Like when we were younger, again, I was the fiery one, so I remember like I dead fought some girl because I couldn't mind my business because the girl and her had beef. But because I know my best friend's temperament and she's not like that, I have no problem defending her. Would I expect her to get as fiery as me? It's like, yes, I know she'll do it, but she'll be like, oh God, please God, no, I don't want to go. But at the same time, it's like, you know, would you be upset if the shoe's on the other foot? You just have to know, because there's like, in hindsight, there's just so many people that I've defended, and when it came to being my turn to be defended, they never did anything for me. Or even better, even worse, when you stop talking to somebody because your friends stop talking to somebody and they start talking to that person again, and then you like, I'm gonna tell my daughter that to no, okay? Mind your business. Unless that I mean, there's definitely loyalty. I want to teach her that there's also loyalty. So if you know your friend, everything is circumstantial. So I can't even give you guys a scenario right now, but mind your business, sis, okay? Mind your business, because when them two start talking again, you don't want to be the one harboring old feelings and feeling like, oh my gosh, yeah, forget that girl, blah blah blah, and then now your friend is talking to her again. Now you just sitting there looking stupid, like, but I thought we not messing with her. I've been in a lot of situations like that too. I mean, I didn't care because it wasn't like that other person was my friend where I felt like obligated to like speaking to them again. But it's kind of just like, girl, I'm out here creating beef for myself and you going back and talking to the person, like. So definitely telling my daughter, mind your business. Another thing that I want to teach my daughter is that there's literally nothing to it but to do it. That was a motto that I like came up with when I was really young and I was unstoppable, Alex. I mean, I'm unstoppable now, but like really and truly unstoppable. I realized, you know, as you grow up, you just start getting lazy, start getting distracted and stuff like that, start overthinking. And that's one thing I admire about children, is that they are so innocent. And I don't want to say naive in a negative way, but they're just so innocent and naive to life that they don't really think as much. Like anything that they think that they can do, they just go and do it. And I want to make sure that I preserve that in my daughter, like at every age. Like, girl, that's what you thought of? Go ahead, do it. That's what's gonna happen, you know? Manifest it, pray on it, build on it. I was a little kid, very creative, had a lot of ideas and stuff like that, but of course, you know, you let your parents get in the way of like your dreams and society. You let people talk you out of things or make you feel like what you want is not achievable, or what you want is like too much of a big plan or a big dream and stuff like that. To be quite honest, I become lazy, so I become complacent with thinking in a small box, because the people that I've shared my dreams with and my thoughts with made me feel as if, like, you know, oh, that's striving a little too high. Don't strive that high, but maybe you can do this. So like one thing I can say is, like, even with YouTube was like my dream since forever, but because my family didn't understand YouTube, it's kind of like, oh, is it lucrative? Is it gonna be something that's like beneficial later on? And it's like, even if it wasn't, I would have much rather heard, you can be the first person to make it lucrative. You could be the first person to whatever, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like, I want to make sure that I do not surround my daughter, my children, any of my children, with that kind of small mindset, like, oh, if somebody else hasn't done it, like, you can't be the one to do it. You should just go to school and do something else. And there's nothing wrong with school, because I got, what, three degrees, and I'm still doing my YouTube thing. But it's like, I feel like I would have been much further ahead had I just, you know, there was nothing to it but to do it, literally. And I've done it multiple times. I've gotten in front of the camera. I've done it multiple times. I've seen how lucrative YouTube can be. I know to do the research. I have all these resources, but yet, because I was lazy And because I allow people to get in my head, I'm just like, maybe not. School is so much easier. I can just go to school, get a degree, and get a job, which there's nothing wrong with that either. But that's not what I want to do. Like, it's just really not what I want to do. I just say that to say, even with a lot of other things, I just feel like I have been so complacent with, I don't want to say fitting in, because I never wanted to fit in per se, but I would just overthink things. And yeah, there's really just nothing to it but to do it. Like, that's literally it. Come up with the idea, come up with a plan, execute. That's it. You're gonna fail amongst the road. That's how you say it, right? You're gonna fail amongst the road. Things are gonna happen, but that's life. Like, it's literally just life. And also, like, along with being lazy, one thing that I had to learn is that nobody's gonna do the work for you. You have a dream, you have a motive, you have to go for it. Like, even me as her mom, like, I'll push her as much as I can to, like, you know, I'll help her as much as I can, but sis, if you're not putting in the work, I don't think I'm gonna do it for you. It's not happening. And I want my daughter to learn resilience. I want her to learn grit. For those who don't know what grit is, it's basically like resilience, like just bouncing back and knowing that things are gonna be tough and being okay with failure, using that failure, learning from the failure, and saying, okay, how I'm gonna come back. How is Alex 2.0 about to come back? Because let me tell y'all something. I used to be so afraid to fail. It's disgusting. Like, I used to just feel like, I'd just rather not do it, because at least if I don't try, I can't fail. Which is so stupid, because it kept me so stagnant for so long. It's like, you were so afraid to fail that you did nothing. So for the past, I'm just being hypothetical, but for like the past 2-3 years, you've been in the same place because you don't even want to try, which, you know, even trying and failing could have gotten you a little bit further ahead, or even a lot of bit further ahead, because, you know, you learn as you fail, and you know not to do that particular, or go down that particular route again. And yeah, definitely want to teach her that, because it took your girl a very, 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 very long time to learn that. And y'all should already know that this one was coming up. One thing I want to teach my daughter is do not get involved with guys. I mean, I don't want to get involved with girls either, but teach their own. But just don't get involved in relationships. Like, enjoy being a kid. Enjoy your youth. You have your whole life to meet guys and learn them, because they are very complex creatures even until this day. But I just noticed when I was younger, I was just so boy crazy. Like, it was really disgusting. Like, in hindsight, it was just so disgusting how boy crazy I was. And I can literally remember having a boyfriend and thinking about boys since I was in kindergarten. Like, I don't know if that was like just healthy, because I was I was a heterosexual female, and I was fully aware of like gender roles, not really roles so much, but just, you know, I just always knew that guys belonged with girls. I had Barbies, they had boyfriend and girlfriend, they were having kids and stuff like that, but I was just so boy crazy. And because I was so boy crazy from kindergarten, I just feel like, you know, it kind of stemmed off into my preteen years and then my teenage years and stuff like that. And guys are just truly ridiculous. They'll always be ridiculous in my book. And as a young girl learning herself, even as young men learning themselves, you get tied up in a lot of things that you don't need to get tied up into. I used to try to play like wifey to guys. So at such a young age, I'm not even talking about like 20s. I'm talking about like younger than that. Like, just feeling like, yes, this is gonna be the guy I'm gonna marry. Like a hopeless romantic. Like, girl, go do your homework. Go focus on something else. Like, why do you want to focus on a little boy who'll probably be pissing on the toilet still? Like, I mean, guys at this age still be pissing on the toilet, but like, ew. I would just, I've been through so much with guys. I feel like every girl can say that. Maybe not, because I met a lot of girls who were innocent when it came to guys and just didn't know anything. But it's like, I just want my daughter to just enjoy being a kid. Like, enjoy being a kid. Like, you can have guy friends. You can like guys. I'm not going to shy her away from that. But as far as, like, going the full mile, If y'all understand what I'm saying, no. I will not condone that. Like, I don't think I'll ever condone that. Like, she could be 30 years old now. I'll be like, girl, preserve your virginity. Okay? Preserve it. Because just when you think somebody's the right person, they might not be. I mean, but ultimately that's her decision. And I want her to always be able to come to me and ask me for advice and stuff like that. But guys are just, like, so not worth it. Especially when you're young. And again, this is not to bash guys. But I just feel like girls, we kind of mature faster than guys. And we already don't know ourselves as young kids because clearly we're learning just the world in itself. And then guys are just so mean when they don't know themselves. Because then when they don't know themselves, they drag you along. They want to flirt with Pixie and Tracy and Hannah and Shaniqua and Donta and everybody else. And you're just sitting here like, I just want to be a wife. Like, guys, I remember I used to be such wifey mode to the point that, like, if I was even talking to a boy, I would not accept a boy's friend request on Instagram. I used to just feel like I'm for this person, like, we're talking, like, I don't want him to feel like, you know, I'm talking to other people, or like I want to give people other people attention. It's just like, girl, if Susie adds him, he's going to accept her and he's going to like her pictures. Not saying he wants anything from Susie, but it is what it is. Like, if I see my daughter doing that, I'm gonna be like, girl, you got a ring on your finger, because all I see is hair on them knuckles. So yeah, you can accept him. Like, it's not that deep. I also want to teach my daughter when she gets older, like enough to date, to just date. Like, when you're dating, have fun. Okay? You don't need to settle. You don't need to feel like because you like this boy right now that this is going to be your Prince Charming forever. Do not make permanent decisions with temporary people. If y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. Because, as I said, your feelings change. And I didn't realize that when I was younger, because I was just in such a hurry to grow up and be a woman and feel like a lady. And I just want this guy to be my forever guy. I didn't realize that because even, like I said, I'm learning myself. The things that I like in January are not going to be the things I like this January the next year. So I'm rushing in to these things with these people that they don't even know what they want. Literally, boys change their mind like this. Girls, you know, we have like we have some time before we change our minds. But guys, one day they like you, the next day it's Shaniqua. Like, it's just so black or white with them. And again, there's nothing wrong with that, but I just always constantly found myself in a web. Always found myself in a web. Always found myself rushing. Always found myself, oh, I like him, like, this is it, this is the end all be all. And I just don't want my daughter to focus on that. Like, I want her to make sure that she's focusing on her schoolwork. I want her to be in sports. I want her to be in after school activities. I want her to have lots of friends. I want her to be into those things. Oh, you like a boy, we could talk about it. Like, I just want her, even when she is into guys, for it to be fun. Like, oh my gosh, he got you flowers, that is so cute. I want her to know to make these boys work for her. As far as, like, don't just give up the cookie because you like him and he whispered sweet nothings in your ear the first night and now you're in love. Like, no, I want her to know, like, it takes more than just him buying you flowers one day and texting you, whatever the case may be. When I get there, I'll get there. But I just want her to know that there's literally just more to it. There's just so much more to it. And again, like I said, he could be texting you all this week. You then gave up the cookie. You met him on Sunday. He been texting you from Sunday to Saturday. You gave up the cookie on Friday. But girl, now it's next week Monday. He's on a Susan. So I just really want to embed that in her head. Like, girl, and after it's him, it's going to be somebody else that you like. And you don't want to keep repeating the cycle of men, because it ain't never gonna stop. I'm in my 20s. Well, I have her dad now, but you know, I know a lot of people that are still going through the same things that I was going through when I was 15, 16, 17, 18 years old with these men. So it's just like, the cycle doesn't stop. People are gonna be people, but what you have to know as a woman is to make sure, one, you know yourself. Make sure you have purpose aside from a man. Don't ever put your purpose in a man. and just have fun. Like, guys will always be here, and until God makes men extinct, guys will always be here. Don't feel like you're in a rush to just be somebody's wife or girlfriend, or you have to get him now because Shaija been looking at him. Like, no, no, okay, no. So thank God this is not a makeup tutorial, because I done skipped a lot of steps and didn't show you guys. But yeah, so one of the last things that I want to make sure that I exude, if that's the word, in my daughter is school. School is your business. School is your job. School is your life, okay? I know, like, when I was younger, people used to always tell me that, like, oh, your job right now is to worry about school. And I was like, you're an adult, you're supposed to say that. But it's so true. Like, you learn grit in school, resilience, along with at home as well. Gain your social life there. You do everything at school as a kid. Like, just enjoy school, okay? That's literally your only job. In school, you'll be in school forever. Like, literally, I'm 25 right now. Just recently got out of school, as y'all know. I just got my master's. And it's like, I didn't really have that much discipline. Believe it or not, y'all. I just gained discipline when I was getting my master's done, because I started paying for it myself. So I started taking it a little bit more seriously. And I'm just growing up and I'm maturing, and I'm realizing it makes no sense to sit here and spend majority of your time at school BSing. You know, these are the things that, I don't want to say define you, but they kind of mold you for your future. You know, you get bad grades in high school, you go to a bad college. You don't really get to have as many choices as you would if you know, just got good grades. And, you know, it just looks better. Like, why do you want to have bad grades? Why do you, not saying I had bad grades, let's just put that out there, but I didn't put my all into school. I hated school, y'all. I really did. But I just want my daughter to know it is important to be the best at whatever it is that you're doing. So it will be school for a little while. Definitely will be school. And I want her to know, like, this school is the foundation. So, sorry, let me just stop using my lip stuff for a second. For me, in hindsight, I just feel like, had I been less lazy in school, had I been more resilient with my schoolwork and practice having more grit and things of that nature, as I got older, one, I would have practiced those things in school even more, like, so whatever, like from junior high school to college or whatever. And then on top of that, even out of school experiences, I would have practiced those things. I would have not been so afraid to fail. I would not have been so afraid to ask for help. I would not have been so afraid to give something my all or my best, because the thing that I'm doing the most, which is school, has taught me and has built that confidence in me to know, like, all right, I gotta get to the books, I gotta get to the homework, I gotta do this, I have a test, I gotta study. I did not have that kind of will back then. So I just want my daughter to really be in her books. When she has a test, I want her to really be studying and feel like, you know, I really want to ace this test. I really want to do good. I know I have to study. I'm going to be in my room studying. I have a big test on Tuesday. I want to have like a whole dry erase board and be like, okay, this. I have to do this. I have to do that. I just really want her to, I just really want school to be life for, as a kid. And just, you know, really understand the importance of school. It builds a lot of character. Yeah, a lot of us may not agree, but again, I feel like had I been distracted with school more so than distracted with boys in the outside world and things that did not matter, I wouldn't have been in a lot of things that I was into at all. But I'm grateful for all my experiences nonetheless. Like, I didn't turn out to be a bad person, but a lot of things could have been avoided. And yeah, so those are pretty much just the main things that I would like to teach my daughter as she continues to grow up. And the main thing that I want to make sure I instill in her is to just enjoy being a kid. There's nothing in adulthood. There's no rush. You're gonna get there. I promise you, you'll get there. And there's nothing here. Like, there's literally nothing here. I'm 25 years old. I still feel like a baby in some aspects. I don't even feel like I know the world. I feel like I'm just now beginning to understand the world and really what's out there and stuff like that. And life has definitely humbled me. Again, as I said, I was just in such a rush to grow up. But now that I'm at the grown age, it's like, dang, there's nothing here. I wish I would have just enjoyed, you know, being a kid and stuff like that. But that is it. This is the face that I came up with. Something pretty simple, pretty fast. I have another video to record. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.